Hello and welcome to Microsoft Azure Data Self-Help Series. My name is Kenny Yu and I work on the SQL Server team. Today we'll discuss how to quickly diagnose AG failover, but before we begin, it's crucial to follow SQL Server on Azure VM best practices. Choosing the appropriate VM size and storage type will prevent future impacts on performance. Here are some topics to consider when deploying an Azure VM. Now that we have covered the best practices, let's get started. The first step is to collect SQL Server error logs and Windows cluster logs on the primary and all the secondary nodes. We'll use SQL Server Log Scout for this task. You can download it from this GitHub page. To run SQL Log Scout, open a command prompt window and browse to the directory where the folder was unzipped. At the command prompt, type SQL_log scout.command. If you want to run the GUID mode, hit Y. I'll select the basic option and then I'll select the instance I want to collect the logs on. Once the logs are done collecting, we can browse to the Log Scout folder and see if there is an output folder. Now, we need to analyze the data using AG diag, which will compare the SQL error logs to the cluster logs. To download AG diag, visit the GitHub page and download the file. Then unzip the files. Double-click AG diag and that should bring up a GUID window. And click on Select Log Folder. And browse to the output directory. This process will take several minutes to complete. Once it's completed, an HTML document will pop up and we'll see the different types of failovers and the symptoms behind them. We want to look up the timestamp that occurred or the most recent failover. We want to repeat the process for all nodes in the AG group. This way we will get a clear idea of why it fell over. In the HDI report, we should see reasons why SQL fell over. For example, lease timeout is a common issue. A lease is the look-alive validation between the cluster resource hosts and the SQL Server process. The lease is primarily a synchronization mechanism between the primary instance and the cluster. In the case of SQL VM, a common issue for lease timeout is performance related to storage. We can check this by going into metric and adding average VM cache bandwidth consumed percentage and average uncached bandwidth consumed percentage metric. I want to look for anything that has reached 100% during the time of failover. There are multiple disk utilization metric, and for more information on the different metrics, please visit our website. Each disk and VM will have a throughput and IHOPS limit. So sizing each VM and disk to the workload is very important. The second most common issue is Azure VM host events. To check for issues related to Azure, select the activity and filter the time when the failover occurred. Then scroll down to the Support plus Troubleshooting section and select Resource Health. The root cause information can sometimes take up to 72 hours. In this video, we covered how to quickly diagnose a SQL AG failover. Please see our troubleshooting guide for more information. Thank you for watching, and we hope the information in this video has been helpful to you.